do have another trivia question though, for you.
Here we go. About another one I'll fail.
Records, to be specific.
Oh, jeez.
Okay, so what TV star sang backup vocals to Gene Simmons' solo 1978 solo album?
Wow, TV star.
A TV star.
In 1978. Is this a male or female, may I ask?
It's a female.
That's what I figured. Okay. TV star, 1978. I'm going to go Florence Henderson.
No. It is Katie Seagal.
Oh! Okay.
Married with Children.
Peggy Bundy. That's right. She was a singer. I forgot about that before she kind of like hit the acting circuit.
Yeah, she does the backup vocals. Yeah.
She, I've heard her sing recently. She's still pretty good.
She, if you guys watch Sons of Anarchy, she does a lot of the songs in Sons of Anarchy.
Yes, that's right. That's right. Oh wow. Okay. I would have never guessed Katie Seagal.
Yeah, right?
I think she's from New York, actually. Possibly. I think.
Yeah, she was a big Beatles fan as well too.
I mean, who isn't?
Yeah.
I believe Kiss is big Beatles fans.
Oh yeah, yeah.
I mean, I guess if you were from the '70s, you were a big giant Beatles fan. So that's awesome. Wow. Okay, Peggy Bundy. Who knew?
Yeah.
Who knew? Walking around with her leather pants. I mean, her leopard pants and. Maybe it was leather too. Leopard pants. Yeah, big hair, singing songs with Kiss and Gene Simmons. It makes sense, actually. I can see that. Yeah. Cool. All right. Well, we got one more part to go after we talk about the actual concert.
Yeah, let's talk about the performances and stuff like that.
Yeah, so we talked about pop-up store, the Kiss experience. We talked about the initial setup, the opening band. Now we're going to talk about actual Kiss.
The experience.
I mean, they open with Detroit Rock City, which I usually always do. That's like a standard.
Fireworks.
You got your standard Tommy Thayer as the spaceman. Ace Frehley always did this, shooting rockets out of the guitar during his big guitar solo. Of course, you got the big hits, Shout It Out Loud, Rock and Roll All Night. We even got Beth, right?
Yep, he comes out of this floor with the piano. He's playing Beth.
Used to be Peter Criss as the Catman. Eric Singer as the Catman did it. Sounded kind of similar to Peter Criss.
There was, he did. He has a very similar voice to him. You got Paul Stanley zipline. He ziplined, like we were talking about the star in the middle of the stage. The stage is here. There's a star. He ziplined over the crowd, and he sang two songs.
I Was Made for Loving You was the big one out there.
Yep, and they had the disco ball moving,
which is their Kisco, as I like to call it, Kiss disco song. But they've like metaled it up a little bit. It's a little more hard rock now. They kind of got away from the disco sound.
Yeah. And then you had Gene Simmons. He was on this like a platform that rose up.
Right.
And he's like,
and he does this famous like summoning the demon from like inner.
He's like doing the twitches. His eyes are all like rolling the back of his head, and he starts spitting blood, and it's like so cool. And they're playing.
Of course, it leads to the God of Thunder. Yep.
They kind of have like a Frankenstein kind of feel to it too, like that the noises and stuff like that.
And of course, you love it with the horror aspect. You love that as a horror fan.
One of their original sets they did was like they used. I don't know if they used actual props from the Frankenstein movie or they replicated the Frankenstein character. So that's why he still kind of does the whole Frankenstein thing. So I thought that was a pretty cool homage to it.
He's summoning the demon.
He summoned the demon. And what song did he play with
God of Thunder.
He
always plays God of Thunder after kind of summoning the demon, which is one of their real like heavy songs. I like that. It's a great song. That was awesome.
They had these big inflatable like balls that they threw out, a bunch of bouncy balls they threw out to the crowd. People were hitting them, and they all had the different Kiss member logos, like the star and the demon look on them.
They came out to most bands these days have like an intro song to kind of get the crowd pumped up for ready to go. They came out to Led Zeppelin's Rock and Roll, which is pretty awesome. Another legendary band. So that got me pumped because that's a great song to get like pumped with the really driving drums and everything like that. So that got me pumped to expect Kiss to come out. And they hit you right away with like fireworks and stuff like that. Gene did his blowing the fire.
Oh, yes. Yeah, oh my God.
Got to do that.
He blew
fire shoots out.
So cool.
So Gene always has like the cool stuff. The blood spitting and that's shooting everywhere. The tongue, the shooting the fire. He had the cool stuff like that.
And they did this thing too where they, it was like one of the last things they did in the concert where they hooked themselves to these cranes, and like they're on the stage, and these cranes like moved them over the crowd like that, and they were like went around. They're playing. I think it was Rock and Roll All Night. They played.
Yep.
It was like one of the last songs they did.
Yeah, that was right at the end.
They were jamming out to that, and it was cool. It was him and Tommy out there jamming out, so that was cool. But we were talking about the song. What was your favorite song overall? At the concert?
So that's tough. I actually have one. It's actually kind of like a deep cut. I thought that they really like. Okay, so of course, the classics, which were Detroit Rock City sounds great, and Rock and Roll All Night.
Yeah,
of course you want to hear that stuff, but like, I always like when bands kind of pull out like some of the lesser songs, I guess you'd say, not lesser, but like songs they don't play as much.
Yes.
So they pull out this one song, which I didn't really know very well. As I'm getting attacked by Monkey again, she was attacking me. I didn't really know it very well. I've heard it definitely, but now I've been listening to it more since this concert. But it's from the Creatures of the Night album, which is from like '81. And it was called War Machine.
Yes.
And that's a really heavy, like cool song. It's got like a cool, real cool, awesome bass riff by it's a Gene song. And in that era, in the beginning to like early '80s, and eventually he's kind of stopped writing a lot of the songs, as I mentioned. But he really had that like deep, really like almost heavy metalish kind of sound with his bass and everything. Like the God of Thunder is such a cool song, with that cool bass line and everything like that. But yeah, I really liked that War Machine. I thought that was like an awesome, like really cool song.
Yeah.
And a deep cut. Like I liked that they pulled out like a deep cut like that.
Yeah, one of my favorite songs that they played at the concert was Psycho Circus.
Yeah, well, again, one of your favorite albums.
Was not expecting them to play that, and it was awesome. Another, I guess, not really a deep cut, but man, it was cool to hear them say it. I wasn't even expecting them. I thought they, do their normal hits, but they pulled that out, and I was in all my glory. So that was pretty awesome.
Now, was Psycho Circus? I remember they go into like a jam session, like halfway into Psycho Circus. Was that where they did the "Won't Get Fooled Again"? Was that part of the Psycho Circus? I think it was.
I think it went into it, or maybe it was at the end.
So they did like a little
like. Yeah, it was at the end of Psycho Circus.
Yes, that's
into that, yeah.
They did like a little like The Who "Won't Get Fooled Again." If anybody knows that song, the famous drum solo by Keith Moon from The Who, the famous drum solo in that song. They like pulled that out because they're like playing and they're jamming, and I'm like, wait a minute, I know this sound. I've heard this before. And did Paul do like the scream too? I think he did. I think he did like the Roger Daltrey like kind of like scream.
Yeah.
And then they like went back into like another song or like jammed again.
Yeah.
So that was like a cool little homage. I've never really heard Kiss do like homages like that to other like acts.
No.
They usually kind of like ignore other acts and like do their own thing. That was cool.
I think when I saw them before, because this is my third time seeing them, I think they did a Van Halen.
Oh, that's cool.
I think they did.
That's
Eruption.
interesting.
Yeah, they did like a little Eruption.
Interesting
Intro thing.
Like well, and they're contemporaries.
Yeah.
Who was a little before them, but then they were contemporaries too at the same time. But Van Halen was definitely a contemporary, competitor even. So that's pretty cool.
He wanted actually. What's his name?
There was talks of Eddie Van Halen like trying out.
He wanted to play for Kiss because he was having a lot of creative differences with David Lee Roth, the singer at the time for Van Halen. And he wanted to play with Kiss, but Gene was kind of afraid he was going to overshadow.
He was like too good for that.
Yeah,
they kind of told him like you're like a little too good.
Yeah, but man, can you imagine having that kind of talent on Kiss? I mean, Kiss is obviously very talented as well, but not to that level.
That would have been insane.
Yeah,
glad it happened. I mean, it didn't happen.
Yeah,
because Van Halen went on and did their own thing and great stuff, and Kiss did their own stuff. Yeah. Now, what I would ask. Did you have any songs that they didn't play that you were a little disappointed that they didn't play live?
Yes.
I have one, so I don't know if you have one.
I have a couple. I mean, I get it. The Kiss catalog is huge, and there's so many great songs, and that's why they're such a great band. But I would have to say I would have liked them play New York Groove, but I get why they didn't.
No
but the
Ace,
band that they could, a song that they could have played that they didn't, I was a little upset they didn't play was Strutter. I really felt they should have played Strutter.
I was surprised me.
Yeah.
Like we were talking, I remember we were talking before, and like you kind of mentioned Psycho Circus. We were surprised. We were both. I was like, "There's no way they're not going to play any Psycho Circus." And you're like, "I don't know. I hope they do." And I was like, "They're not going. They have so many other songs." But they played Psycho Circus, and then they didn't play like a Strutter. Definitely a big hit for them. And I think the New York Groove. You know how they had Eric Singer sing Beth. I guess Tommy Thayer is not. Maybe he's not a great singer.
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah,
Ace
no.
is not like a great singer either, but he's like one of those singers that I love his voice.
Yeah,
Even though like
gravelly
he's not
singer.
traditionally like a good singer, like I love Ace's voice, and I guess maybe Tommy Thayer can't reproduce that as well as the other guy can kind of do Peter Criss. So I think that's probably maybe why they skip it too.
Yeah.
Mine is, it's probably my favorite Kiss song. The Kiss is kind of like the Beatles with me, where like depending on what day, what hour, what week you ask me, like it could change my favorite song usually.
Yeah, absolutely.
But generally, my favorite song by Kiss is "I Stole Your Love." Very, very disappointed they didn't do that one.
Yeah.
And that's a big one they usually always do in previous when you watch like old. You know, they've done it on Kiss Alive too and all that stuff. Like "I Stole Your Love" is a great song.
Yeah, it's one of my favorite songs by them as well.
So it's a little disappointing in that one.
Yeah.
But again, they have so much.
You can't play them all.
I mean, they didn't do anything from The Elder. That was No World Without Heroes. I mean, come on, give Gene a ballad.
Yeah.
Let's go. Let's see the soft side of Gene.
and they didn't play "God Gave Rock and Roll to You," which
Another disappointing
I
one by
think
me, yes.
all the other concerts I went to, they played that.
They usually do that one, yeah. So they let us out with a studio recording of it, which it is a cover, but it's okay. It's from the Bill and Ted Excellent Adventure 2 soundtrack.
Really?
Yes, that's where they like did it for, and the music video is hilarious. They're like jumping in puddles and stuff like that. I was like, guys, you're playing electric guitars, don't get electrocuted here.
Yeah, right.
And Gene has like not Gene. Paul has like the awesome like little speech in the middle. It's just it's a great song. But they let us out as the Kiss Army was leaving the stands, evacuating. They let us out with the studio recording, so we got to hear it, but not live. That's a great song too. I was so disappointed.
Awesome. Yeah.
But "I Stole Your Love." And now we're gonna head into the last part, and we'll give our overall
Concert
top
review.
view of the concert, which I'm sure you can guess based on what we're talking about. But we're going to go into the miscellaneous. So
the rest of it.
They've done clothing, they've done toys, they've done all the media we talked about. Now let's get into the miscellaneous that doesn't make any sense. But it's Kiss. Some of it makes sense, I guess, but we're going to get to the crazy stuff.
All right,
let's do it. Miscellaneous. Okay, here we are with miscellany.
Miscellany. A lot of miscellaneous stuff.
Miscellany. Kissellany.
Kissellany.
Kissellaneous. Here we go. We got some Kissellaneous here stuff. So I don't even know where to start. We got some crazy stuff. I guess let's start with the elephant in the room. The big monstrosity down there. What do we got here?
This is epic. What are you talking about?
It's awesome. I mean, I'm jealous.
So we got the Kiss lamp, which was given to me as a gift. I believe Spencer's did a whole line of these. There was like a Kiss fountain where actually like you could put red food coloring
awesome.
in it.
Oh my God.
There were so many different things, but I got the lamp. Someone gave it to me.
The Axe bass, which is great.
Yep, it's Gene Simmons bass guitar on it, and it has like all them like in a concert, and you got Gene up front there. You got Paul with his shirt off. So
of course, it's got your chest hair.
Pretty awesome setup where they used to do the speakers as the bottom base of their setup before they had all the platforms and all that. So kind of an old school looking lamp there.
That's cool.
Love it.
It looks like it's like the shade kind of looks like it's from the 70s almost.
Yeah.
Like it was in some teenager's bedroom back then. I like that.
It was in my bedroom. I had that forever.
That's pretty awesome.
Yeah.
And then next to that you got the Pez
sensors. Every collector ever has to have some kind of Pez dispensing collectible. Yeah. So this is of the recent band. So limited edition Pez, whatever that means. But it's cool. It's a little tin case there. So
it's awesome. Yeah, I mean, I got like Star Wars Pez in my Star Wars room.
Yeah.
So you gotta have.
I think if you're a collector, you have Pez at some point. Even Jerry Seinfeld had a little Pez.
That's right. Yeah. So down on my end, and I do have a beverage assisting me with this. I have The Elder, again, another very underrated album. An album that is panned generally. Well, it was panned when it first came out. I've actually read some retrospective where people nowadays go back and actually say how amazing the album actually is. Again, it was Kiss trying to do something different. And it was our concept album that was big back then, right? Concept albums, the album is a story and all that. People thought it was well, Kiss doesn't do that. They're not serious songwriters. They were just about goofy, fun rock and roll. But people are going back now and being it sounds really good. It shouldn't have got so critically badly received.
I feel like that happens a lot with concept albums. People don't give them a chance,
yeah.
And then after time, people start appreciating them. So
you have the big ones like The Wall from Pink Floyd, where people oh, it's great, Tommy. But most other bands, they're kind of ugh, God. And it was early 80s where the hair metal, which I hate using that term, but that's what everyone calls it, was getting big, that went back to like all fun rock and roll, like a lot of the early Kiss stuff. So they were kind of trying to separate themselves, try something new, show their like talents a little bit more, and people didn't like it. But it's a great album, actually. I really like it a lot. So I got my Kiss beer cozy. I'm not drinking beer. It's soda, definitely soda cozy.
Yeah.
For you kids, you can use soda for.
If you watch any of our other videos, you know we don't drink.
So my cozy, keeping my soda cold. Next to this is yours.
Yeah, when with the Kiss Monster Mini Golf, they but they had all these different things for sale, and you can see it's a football because Kiss actually owned a arena football team called
I think it was the LA Kiss.
LA Kiss, yeah. They were around for like 4 years and fizzled out. Believe it or not, which you might know this, they also tried to start a wrestling team.
Yes. So they sponsored a wrestler in WCW.
Mm-hmm.
He was like a Kiss sponsored guy. I think was it Vampiro? I think was his name. Was he Vampiro?
I'm not sure.
There was a guy named Vampiro, but I forget if that was the Kiss guy. But he kind of had like a Kiss look.
Yep, they were going to do one for all the members of the band, but it ended up fizzling out.
It did. It was right at the time WCW was like crashing. If you're a wrestling fan, you know that WWF/WWE bought them out and beat them in the ratings war and all that stuff. It was like they were trying desperate to do different things to really get the ratings back up, and it flopped, unfortunately. But that would have been awesome. But yeah, they're football, so it looks like a football. You got the it might be hard to see on the cameras for you, but you got the
stitching.
Yep, the stitching and all the seams and all that.
Yeah, I was like I picked it up because I'm like never going to go to the stadium and see them, and then luckily they don't even exist anymore. So it was cool that I picked that up. A little bit of Kiss history there.
You got Kiss playing cards, which we just played some poker with these not too long ago, a couple weeks ago.
Yeah.
That was awesome. You got like really sexy Paul Stanley pictures on it, where he's like putting on his makeup and he's like.
It's very distracting when you're playing poker.
It is. He's kind of doing like Buffalo Bill from Silence of the Lambs on the card. So you got all the characters. That was pretty fun.
Yeah, they're cool.
And then next to that, I don't even want to know what this smells like.
It smells like Gene Simmons.
Like after a 2-hour concert.
Yeah. What his boots inside his boots smell like.
But it's Kiss cologne, which I believe your sister got for you.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you'll have to try that on one day.
That's the Gene Simmons cologne. Does it have any funny things on it? Does it say on the back or anything?
Yeah, so it's got his demon makeup symbol. Kiss Him Fragrance is a spicy, warm, modern Oriental fusion that is distinctive, boldly masculine, and lasting. I mean, when you think masculine, you think demon Gene Simmons from Kiss.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So it probably does smell like his boot after a concert. You go on a big date with Turnpike sister Elena. A date night, you have to make sure you throw this on.
Yeah.
She won't be able to resist you.
Speaking of Elena.
Yeah.
When we had our engagement rehearsal dinner, my mom did a Kiss themed thing, not like completely Kiss themed, but a lot of like the banners and stuff had the Kiss logo on it. And she did this one here. These are like little mints we gave out. It says "Kiss Me Elena" on it. So I think there's mints still in here. Yeah, look at that.
Look at that.
So they're about how long I've been married for. 8 years.
So they're probably about like 9 years old. Cause you do that, or no? You do it like right before. It was like right before the wedding, right?
Yeah.
Oh, was it the night before?
Yeah, it was the night before.
Yeah, right. It's
yeah.
rehearsal because you said engagement, so it confused me. It was rehearsal dinner. Yeah.
It's funny because it has like the Kiss official like license thing on it. So I don't know how that worked. I guess I don't know where my mom got these from, but. That's pretty neat. Yeah, it's actually not a sticker.
It is, and she made a bunch of other stuff. It was like tons of stuff. That's just one of the things.
Yeah.
Then she make like not like playing cards. Did she make like?
She made.
She might have made playing cards. I think with like the cover was you guys and with that "Kiss Me Elena" and like.
Oh yeah.
And then like like posters and stuff like that.
Yeah, it was cool.
Now leading from that. Then you guys got married. I don't know. You might have used this or needed it on your post wedding night. Or maybe after you have a date night, you have Kiss condoms with a K, of course.
Oh yeah,
yeah, you got to have a K. So I'm not, and actually yes, and it's not opened, so unused as you can say. But it's going to be hard to see in the camera. But I believe it stretches out to be Gene Simmons' tongue. So you can have that in your moment of passion. You can have Gene Simmons tongue.
It's a balloon, okay?
Yeah, balloon.
The kiss balloon.
Kiss balloon, yeah. We're starting an educational video here now. Turnpike Brothers educational videos about condoms, but
safety first.
They do make a Kiss condom, so safety. I'm glad Kiss is all about safety.
They're all about safety, those guys.
Okay, so then you got that.
That's Kevin's contribution, by the way.
Yes, that came from my...
This is not part of my collection.
Yes. I forget where this came from. It's part of the collection. I don't know if Turnpike's sister Melissa got it.
That could have been a Melissa thing, yeah.
I think maybe.
Craft service.
Craft services, yeah, got it. Then you have, I guess, like an air freshener?
Yeah, speaking about
your
cologne,
car?
yeah. That was in my car for a long time.
I'm sure that smells great.
My Chevy Cavalier I had.
Is that the one where you had to manually stick your arm out and use the windshield wipers?
No.
Oh.
I might have had it in that car too.
Okay.
I had that in my car for a long time, which is the Kiss Rock and Roll Over cover, right?
Yeah, the one we showed you before from
it's
late
super
70s.
Faded because it was in the sun. So that's pretty cool.
Wait, like was it originally the red color like the album and it turned like blue, or was it always blue like that?
No, it was like straight up the cover and it's
my god,
super faded. Yeah,
it's like turned blue and gray.
Yeah,
it was actually like red and yellow.
Yeah, it was bright in color at one point.
Awesome, that's great. If you're going to the bar, and you have to show your ID to get in, you might have to show your Gene Simmons ID.
Gene Simmons ID,
or is it the Demon actually? No, it's just Gene Simmons. Okay.
Yeah, I think it might have his actual name on there.
It does, aka Chaim Witz, which is like his real name, and then Gene Klein. I guess maybe when he moved over here, maybe like Americanized his name a little bit more.
Yeah, they do that. They did that.
Yeah, but his real name from Israel was Chaim Witz. He's from Los Angeles, apparently. Got his height and his weight and everything like that. You show this to a bouncer and they'll let you right in.
Oh yeah,
it's like a secret
pass.
Mm-hmm. Yep. So you got that. And then I have unopened. I'm actually kind of curious what it looks like, but I don't really want to open it. But it is the Paul Stanley signature pick.
Guitar pick, yeah.
Yeah, so it's got his face on there. I forget where this came from as well. It might have been Turnpike Sister Elaine, or you might have got it for her, or maybe you guys got it. Your guys' visit to the mini golf the first time.
Yeah.
You might have got it for us, but it's the signature pick. But I don't want to open it. I'm curious kind of like what it looks like. I don't know if it's got like his face or a star on it or something like that. But
it'll just be like a regular guitar pick.
Yeah, it's just like a black pig. Just doesn't say anything on it.
It's like autographed by him. This whole time you're just like,
yeah, but it's probably worth more. In the little packaging. Sealed, as they say. Okay. We got a Kiss.
Kiss Army official shot glass. It's got "Lick It Up" on the back of it. Like their classic "Lick It Up" song.
Great song.
A lot of Cokes in here and Pepsis
sodas.
And
that's what you do.
Yeah, if you just want a little bit of Pepsi or something, drink a little bit of it.
Yeah.
While we're talking about drinking things,
this
is my first.
You were just telling me.
Yep, this is my first ever Kiss collectible I ever got.
Wow.
There's this local store, Tunes, and they had this in there for sale, and I picked it up. Yeah, it's like an old school thermos, and I thought it was awesome because it was like, I love the color. It's like this bright green color. It's so funny.
Which it looks like it really is actually. Like, do you know if it was something that they made to look old, or is it actually like an old one that they were like selling?
I think it's something that they made to look old. Yeah, and they had it there. And I remember looking at it, and I was like, because Kiss, I didn't realize how much merch at the time they had, and I thought it was so funny. I was like, like what a sellout-y kind of thing to do. And little did I know how much merch they did actually have.
Did you ever drink anything out of it?
I probably did at some point.
Did you ever officially use it? Okay.
I had this pretty much since probably 2003, like when I saw it in concert.
Yeah. You're like, I have to have it. I have to have it.
Yeah.
You got to have something Kiss. That's when you saw them and became such a big fan.
Yeah.
But that was like huge in the 70s and 80s. Like everybody made the lunch boxes with the thermoses inside. Yeah.
You had a bunch of Ninja Turtle ones and stuff like that. Yeah.
I had some ones. I don't even remember anymore. Maybe Star Wars one I think I had.
That's awesome.
That's probably like my brothers, actually. Like older brothers.
Down,
yeah. And then the last thing we kind of have.
Well, we have these two.
That's what I was... Oh, sorry, yeah. That's what I thought. Not the last. Second to last. The penultimate thing here is the Kiss golf balls. And it's all the characters.
Every single one.
So you got the Catman. got the Star, you got the Demon, and you must have Spaceman there.
Space.
Yep. So that's pretty awesome. Got that in Las Vegas in the mini golf.
Yeah, we went in the mini golf. You know, it's like the indoor one where it's all like black lights and stuff like that.
Neon
So
and all
these
that
come up
stuff.
really cool in the black light.
They do, yeah.
The bright orange. And yeah, that was a lot of fun, the mini golf. And when you're there, they have a bunch of like black light art and stuff with different characters and Gene and the big tongue. And when we hit the golf ball, the tongue.
That's right, yeah. They have like standees and all the people, all the guys like on the wall, painting murals on the wall and all that stuff like that.
And they had all their merch, a lot of their merch there, and they had like a little museum there. And there's something I did buy, but I opened it. I lost the packaging.
Yeah, so why don't you show everybody?
Let me get in here.
Yeah.
Here they are.
There it is.
They had air guitar strings.
Yeah,
you can
can't
buy
you see
there.
them?
So
Yeah.
I opened up the package, so I don't know how to do it.
Yeah.
But you know, you can still kind of play them. You know.
Anybody watching, you think, oh, he's joking. No, they really legitimately sold Kiss air string guitar strings.
Yep, you can buy them.
Yeah,
So.
yeah, they're real. It's definitely not air in a bag. They're real strings.
Real licensed guitar strings. Yep.
Yeah, just air guitar. Slapping the bass, doing a little guitar, whatever you want to do. They work. They're multifunctional.
Yeah.
That was a lot of fun. And despite me failing all the trivia tonight, the girl who questioned you about your song choice also asked us a trivia question. And I pulled it out of my butt, but I got it right. And I didn't really win anything for it. I think she just gave me like congratulations.
You get like beads or something.
I don't remember getting anything. If I did, unfortunately they've lost. But it was what Kiss song has appeared in a Simpsons episode. Now, I'm a huge Simpsons fan, but I couldn't remember specifically the scene or episode or even like, you know. But I kind of just went through the catalog real quickly through my head, and I'm like, what song would Simpsons use? And it's a song that kind of people make fun of because of the disco connection. And I just pulled out, I was like, it's got to be I Was Made for Loving You. Like, I could see the Simpsons using that, and it was right. And so despite me failing all the trivia tonight, I did actually get that one right. I swear. I know no video proof didn't happen, but it did happen.
Yeah,
so.
That was there. It happened. I saw it.
There is something else that we're kind of forgetting to show here too.
Yeah.
Which is, and bam, the magic of film. All of a sudden, out of nowhere, it appears. The Kiss bracelet. So it looks just like nothing, like a plain white thing, but you have the End of the Road tour and the logo, and it's got our date on it, specifically December 1st. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, so they had one for, I guess, the second night, too.
They did.
Yeah.
Which actually, before I get into this, too, I was reading, which is stinks that we didn't go the second night, but of course, the tickets were harder to get, a little more expensive, I think. Certain people, well, they were supposed to hand out to, like, all people leaving the stadium, which a lot of people were flipping out that they didn't get. That was what I read. They got, like, a collectible, like, gold thing. I forget exactly what it was, like maybe like a medal or like something that like commemorated the final Kiss show.
Oh, wow.
We didn't get it because we weren't at the final Kiss show, but people were like flipping out because then people were like reselling them online, and people were like, "Whoa, I was at the show, I didn't get it." Apparently, like MSG like staff really messed up handing those out to people as they were leaving. So people are furious, especially Kiss fans, you know. Anyway, but the people did get this, which we got.
Yeah, it was free. They had them on all the chairs.
All the chairs,
yeah.
Which was really cool. What it did was they lit up. All kinds of different colors. The batteries run out of it now, probably now, but
they had different songs.
Yeah, it was like synced up, so it was really cool, and everybody in the crowd would wear them, and they would like say, "Everyone hold up your things," and it would light up all different colors, and kind of like flash, blue, purple. It was really cool. But then we got these cool. So this is like a cool memento to hold on to.
Yeah.
And like I said, it has our specific date on it, Madison Square Garden. So this is they specifically made just these ones for our date, which is pretty cool. So that's a cool collectible to have.
Yeah, it's a little memento from the concert, especially being for us the second to last show.
Yep.
They're saying ever, so
which we'll get to.
Yeah.
But now we have the last, and probably one of the coolest things we have tonight to show off. And go ahead and hit the people with it.
I got this from one of our favorite conventions we go to, Monster Mania. My Ace Frehley autograph here. It's really cool too because he also signs it with. He makes like a little card that says like an ace.
Like an ace it's like a heart almost, like the Ace of Hearts.
Yeah,
that's cool. Yeah.
So I got to meet him at Monster Mania, and he was really funny. My sister and I went, And I was like, "Oh man, how you liking New Jersey?" And he was like, he had to have been wasted or like something. And he was like, "Oh man, it's just like any other place." And I was like, "You go to Atlantic City later and like gamble and stuff?" He's like, "Oh yeah, we're gonna go over there." And he was just like so like nonchalant, but he was awesome. He was really cool to me. He was a nice guy.
Didn't you say something to him about like Guitar Hero?
No, that was on the radio.
Oh, that was on the radio.
They were asking him how he felt about Guitar Hero, and he's like, "I am a guitar hero."
Yeah,
but yeah, that is one of my favorite things I got.
I love Ace Frehley.
I got to meet him, so he was cool. So.
Yeah, I'm jealous of that. That's really cool.
I mean, Paul Stanley is my favorite member.
Yeah,
and I got to meet him and got a picture with him and stuff. So and his autograph. So that was pretty cool too. But I just like this a lot.
Yeah,
so.
again, he's your favorite like character. He's like your favorite design, and you got the cool picture. So.
Yeah, he's got the cool like shoulder pad things and. That was like his face makeup too. He's just got that cool look to him.
Yeah, he's just really cool.
And it's like a Les Paul, right? He's got there.
Yeah, it's a Les Paul.
Guitar he's got, so pretty cool stuff. One of my favorites.
Cool. So, concert came to an end. We brought Turnpike Sister Aleda. Not many rock concerts she's been to.
Yeah.
But Kiss was... And she wanted to go. I was surprised when she said she wanted to go.
She was like,
I wasn't sure what she knew what she was in for.
Mm-hmm.
But she ended up loving it.
Yeah, she loved it.
We took Bob.
Mm-hmm.
He never saw Kiss before. I actually never saw Kiss. And I wasn't going to go, but Melissa talked me into it. My wife, your sister, said, the ticket was pricey, but you're never gonna see them again.
Yeah.
So probably not, based on what's going on. I'm probably not going to see them again, so I'm glad I went. And Bob loved it. It was just a great show.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. Yeah, it was Elena's. She's seen a couple bands live, and she said it was her second favorite concert she's ever been to. Paul McCartney was her first.
I mean,
kind of hard to.
That's a good top two. That's a good top two.
Yeah.
Yeah, just a fun time. I mean, this is your third time seeing them.
Yes.
Just as good all three times. Is there any one of those three that stands out to you more? Probably the first one, because that was like...
I mean, you see them for the first time was awesome. But I have to say, this was such a cool experience seeing them like this way. At Madison Square Garden, they did a lot more visual things in this concert than they could do at the Camden show I saw. So I would have to say this is probably the coolest time I've seen them. I did see them a time before. They did a live reunion tour for like all the songs on that album, their live album. So that was pretty cool seeing them with that. But I'd probably say this was probably, they're awesome every time you see them. They're going to put on an amazing show. So this was probably my favorite concert with them.
Yeah, and it was definitely like, you could feel like the... Like Paul Stanley even got like a little emotional at one point, talking about like him and Gene's parents both sitting in like the front rows when they their first ever show at MSG, which is when they were, that's when they kind of knew like, we're getting big here. I mean, New York's our hometown, but we're playing MSG. You could feel like them coming home. I thought that was pretty cool.
Yeah, that was awesome.
The home vibe, and they love New York and all that stuff, even though I think they all live out in LA now.
Yeah.
They don't want to deal with cold winters. But you can tell that, they love being home. And that was a big thing for them, and I'm sure it brought back, 50 years later, like a lot of emotions. So
that's wild.
That was really cool. Now, do you have a last trivia for me? Can I redeem myself?
You might be able to redeem yourself with this one. So, what was the name of the original band that they created, that Gene and Paul created, and he played before Kiss? What was that band called?
Yes. So they mentioned it in this magazine, which I haven't fully read. I'm trying to just flip through. And I mentioned it kind of before.
You did, yes.
Wicked, I think it's Wicked Lester.
That's it.
Yeah, it just popped in.
You got it.
I was like, earlier in the video, I'm like, Jester something? It's Wicked Lester. That's it. I did redeem myself.
You got it.
Got it.
Good job, Kevin.
Hey, Paul, what do you got to say? I like trivia. All right. Thanks, Paul. So I'm glad I redeemed myself. So glad Paul could join us too. That was really cool.
He's here. He made another appearance here. So
now, I know you kind of wanted to talk about concerts. You kind of have a curious question. I think you asked me before we started recording of like maybe like what's my favorite concert I've been to, or something to that.
Yeah, like where would you rank this as far as your concerts go? Like, because you've seen a ton of concerts.
Yeah.
And
since I got with Melissa, my concert going has increased significantly.
Well, we'll do it like this. Let's say for a visual experience.
Okay.
first?
So
you've seen like Ghost,
yeah,
and stuff like
a
that.
lot. Yep, I've seen them.
Which they do a lot of this kind of stuff.
Close
too.
to 10 times. I think it's like 8 or something like that.
Wow.
Yeah. Which of course they are kind of just like a modern day Kiss, really, basically. You know.
Yeah. Absolutely.
They just want a different theme, but the whole wearing masks and makeup and kind of staying hidden, all that stuff. You know, it's hard because you always remember the most current things. You know, as you kind of see more and more concerts, some of the older ones kind of recede into your back ear. But I do remember the 9 Inch Nails tour concert, which me and you saw together. Which awesome. We got to see Chris Cornell too with Soundgarden before his unfortunate incident. But 9 Inch Nails, oh my God, that was awesome. We didn't have the greatest seats. We didn't even have seats. We were on the lawn, and it was kind of like a muddy post-rain. I think like rain maybe like the day before that morning or something. So it was really muddy.
Yeah.
There was that awesome dancing guy who danced around the entire arena. He was pretty awesome. But the 9 Inch Nails was great. Like the visuals, I'd love to see them again. Unfortunately, he's kind of like semi-retired. He like kind of like.
Yeah.
I don't know if he'll come back, but he's like for now he's like I'm not really doing anything.
I
anymore.
feel like they do that every so often, like just for a while.
But his was cool, like just a great like he had like these cool screens. Muse is awesome visually. I don't know if you ever got a chance to see them. I know you're a fan, but
no, it's a band I definitely would
seen
like
them
to
twice. They came down like a cool like pyramid. So this pyramid like of all like LED lights comes down, and they're like music playing, and it lifts up, and they were underneath. That was cool. They had all kinds of other visuals too, and then they did a drones tour. So they actually literally had drones in Newark at the Prudential Center, like flying around,
That's
and, like
pretty
doing
neat.
stuff. So they are really cool. The visuals. I mean, they're up there, Kiss. They're definitely up there. You know, it's kind of like a wishy-washy answer, but it's hard to pick who's the best. But the fireworks, the shooting guitar rocket, Paul flying across the thing we talked about that they went over the crowd. I'd have to go like probably like 9 Inch Nails, 1A, Kiss 1B. Like they were probably the top two of the visual. I thought it was really cool. Yeah.
Yeah, I would say Kiss definitely by far the best visual concerts I've seen. I've seen a lot of cool ones too. Like I saw Tool.
Which I'm going to be seeing them in a couple weeks. So I'm very excited about that.
They had a Circus Soleil thing when I went to go see them, so that was really cool. They had a lot of different things going on, gymnastics.
And I know they do like some cool like lights and screen stuff too. I know.
Yeah, they're pretty cool. I saw Aerosmith when they did 9 Lives, and they had a whole awesome set when they did that. That was really cool, which I was a little disappointed when they went with Kiss, and they didn't do any of that stuff. So they had a really cool set. And then I saw, when I saw Blink-182 the second time, they did a reunion tour. I know they've done like 100 reunion tours since then. And Travis Barker was playing on these drums, and the drums lifted up in the air, and they're like upside down. He's playing, he's all strapped in. That was awesome. Probably one of the coolest things I've ever seen at a concert. But Kiss is the best, in my opinion, as far as visuals go. You can't get. They're the hottest band in the world, you know.
That's what exploded them.
Yeah.
Because you know, back at that time, it was just bands kind of got up there and played. Maybe they like smashed their guitar, like the Who used to do that, or like. But generally they would just kind of stand in place, do their songs, and Kiss was like, you know, we know we're good. We have good songs, but we know we need to like take it to the next level. And I think if it wasn't for them, I don't think you would get these amazing concert experiences you get today.
No.
I'm not even joking. Like, you know, some of these like pop concerts that people talk about, they do like cool stuff like, you know, Taylor Swift's or Michael Jackson back in the day or whatever. Like they do like, I don't think if Kiss started that whole like, and Alice Cooper too, the whole concert, like it's not just music, it's like a experience. It's a performance experience. It's entertainment. I don't know if you'd have that today. I mean, maybe somebody else would have came along eventually, but
Paul Stanley did break his guitar on stage too.
He does, which he's famous for. He's famous
so.
for doing that too. He always smashes his guitar right at the end of the set.
Yeah, and I've seen a lot of bands, and that used to be like a big thing for them to do. And I've never seen a band live do it except Kiss.
Really? Okay.
Yeah.
You didn't see Pete Townsend do it?
No.
Oh, he did kind of stop doing it,
They
actually.
stopped
He
doing
did
it.
stop doing it, that's
Yeah.
right. I've seen him in old videos do it.
I can't remember if Van Halen did. I don't think they did. I saw them like 2 times live, and I don't remember them doing it either.
Yeah, I don't know if anyone does that.
I don't know if they used to do it, but they didn't do it at ours. So I don't think I've ever seen a band actually physically do it
live.
in a concert.
I feel like I have seen somebody else. I just can't remember now. But, you know, Pete Townsend, I think was like, I don't know if he was like the start of it. It's a very punk thing to do.
They were notorious.
But he was
for
definitely
doing it.
like one of the beginning ones, if not the first guy to like really start destroying all the instruments.
Yeah.
I mean, Keith Moon blew up a firecracker in his drum while they were playing, so that was pretty awesome. Where would you put it? Like, I guess like overall,
which
is hard. That's very, very hard. You've seen a lot of concerts too.
Yeah.
And of course, you always go to current, like the most current thing you've seen, you kind of remember better and stuff like that. But
yeah, I'd put him up there. I wouldn't be able to put him in a place, but I'd put him in my top 5 for sure. Concerts. I've seen so many great concerts, but yeah, I'd put him up there. Maybe even top 3.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, Paul McCartney I also saw, and I'd probably have to agree with my wife.
Twice now, or I think.
Yeah, and I'm a Beatle maniac.
Right,
I've seen the Foo Fighters live, and when I saw them also in Camden, they also an opening act for the Red Hot Chili Peppers, and they blew the Red Hot Chili Peppers out of the water. It was probably one of my favorite concerts I went to as well. So I'd probably say, which is funny because it's like moments of ranking of how I like the bands. Probably Paul McCartney, then I would say the Foo Fighters, and then probably Kiss would be my ranking as far as concerts go.
That's interesting. Okay.
But
yeah, that's
cool.
cool.
I would say that. Yeah, I really love Kiss. I love their performance. All their songs are awesome. Like you can really get into everything.
Yeah, and they're underrated on their musicianship, right?
Mm-hmm.
Everybody likes to make fun of Kiss, right? Like you know. Yes, they do all the merchandising. Gene Simmons had his show. People have seen what he's like in real life, and you know they can be kind of pain in the asses and all this stuff.
Yeah, whatever their views are.
Yeah, and all that stuff. But like they're underrated musicians. I've actually just watched this YouTube video maybe 2 weeks ago about all these real heavy metal guys, and they were all talking about how awesome Gene Simmons' bass licks were. And how awesome Paul Stanley's and Ace Frehley's guitars are. Mm-hmm. And all these guys would be like, it was Alive. Kiss Alive got me into like, once I heard Kiss Alive, I was like, wow, this is what I want to do for my career. Like, and these are like super heavy, like thrash metal guys saying this. So if these awesome musician guys are saying this, you know, my untrained ear, I always thought they were kind of good musicians.
Yeah.
Hearing them live, even now at an older age, I mean, you just hear the bass licks, bass riffs by Gene, they're awesome. Like they're underrated as musicians.
I agree.
People like to make fun of them because of their Kiss and the makeup and all that stuff, but they're great. Have really great songs. They're definitely up there for me as well. But I've seen some pretty awesome concerts, so I don't know if I can put them at the top. But I have some weird ones that I've like really liked a lot. Some really weird ones. That like bands that like I like, but not like top bands. Normally, but their concerts have been really awesome. Like Queens of the Stone Age was really awesome. Yeah. Now again, I just saw them pretty recently, so they're fresh in my memory. But this was great. I mean, I'm glad my wife pushed me into going because I was reluctant. It was definitely an experience.
Awesome.
So that was the end of Kiss as we know it.
Yeah.
Now something else we didn't see, and I want to get your thoughts on this. They pulled it out the final night, right? So Gene Simmons and Paul, especially Paul, have been saying that Kiss would go on forever. Even after they die or retire, whatever, Kiss is going to go. It's like, he said it's attributed to like a football team. When players retire, the football team doesn't stop. The football team keeps going, right? And gets new players and new good players. So everyone was like, what are they going to do? Are they going to have like people replace them and wear their makeup? They've already kind of done that with the other two guys. Okay, like, who's going to be into that? Well, they finally revealed what their plan was to keep Kiss going. And it was holograms. So if you've seen on the news, maybe you haven't, Kiss ended their concert with holograms. And they actually did holograms with the God Gave Rock and Roll team. Yeah. So we just heard a recording that was a setup for the next night where they were actually to have the hologram. So they recorded themselves with all the technology. The plan is, I've read that 2027 will be the first hologram concert tour. I don't know if they're going to tour.
I don't know.
Or they're going to be like one spot.
Yeah.
As a giant Kiss fan, what's your overall thought on this?
Well, I could tell you I'm not going to go to a concert and see a bunch of AI Kiss band members play. But if they did have it, like I was saying, like maybe at Vegas or like they did little pop-up stores, like they kind of did this with the Van Gogh experience where you'd go, they would set it up to like, say like a casino, like let's say Atlantic City, and you go there and you just walk through like a visual experience with Kiss. Okay. that sounds cool. Am I going to go sit in a concert, go through that whole concert experience as far as like standing in line, doing all this stuff,
Paying money,
and
a
then,
lot of money.
Yeah, a lot of money, and then sitting down like all the way to nosebleeds to watch a hologram of them play? No, I don't think so. I don't think it's something I'd be into. I mean, if they had the I mean, I guess it could be cool for a lot of people, but I've seen them live 3 times, so I got to see them. For people like, you know, let's say like
Young kids, I guess.
20 years from now,
Yeah.
they can't see them. I guess it's cool, but I don't know. I'd go for a Kiss experience, you know, like I said, a pop-up experience. Not so much a concert without them.
Now, to play, I guess, devil's advocate here a little bit, I agree with you. I'm not really into it. But
Yeah.
the other side of the coin is they've done this actually before with lesser technology. They did it with Elvis, but they took like one of Elvis's famous concerts, which was the MSG concert of his, and they did it at MSG again or somewhere, where they just kind of like, they made it like a hologram from the video of him somehow, and it made it look like he was like on the stage again.
Yeah.
Now, I heard that was pretty successful. People like Elvis fans liked it, but he's been dead for 50 years. So it's people who maybe want to relive nostalgia and stuff like that was cool for them. I think they might have did it with Frank Sinatra too.
Yeah.
But this is like different.
Yeah. I feel like
I don't know.
I know it's morbid to say. I feel like if they passed or something like that, and they did like, let's say like a 100-year anniversary or something. Yeah, okay, that'd be pretty cool.
Yeah,
but I don't know. I
but
think
like
it's weird.
so immediate when they're like kind of just chilling at their homes and there's these holograms out.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's I'm not.
Concert, not so much. Visual experience,
Yeah,
I think I'd be for that. I'd be cool, little fire things going on.
But we'll say maybe a Turnpike Brothers podcast in about 5 years. No, it's about 4 years. 4 years, whatever it is.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll be talking about it.
Yeah.
We actually we
were there.
We had to pay like $300. That was the greatest thing ever. Like Paul Stanley stood right next to me and he was singing to me. Like who knows? But we'll have to see.
Yeah.
We'll have to wait and see. Right now, initial thoughts were a little
hesitant.
Yeah, that's a good word. It's a good word. We'll see where it goes.
Yeah.
Technology will get better. Maybe it'll be cool. I don't know.
Mm.
Well, that's it for Kiss.
Yeah.
So that was our ultimate Kiss experience. Like I said, we teased this one for a while.
Yeah, I got to see some cool merch that I've collected.
I hope you enjoyed
years.
all our Kiss nerdom.
Yeah.
Kiss fandom, as we showed you guys all the stuff we have.
Maybe you got them right, maybe not. Who knows?
Yeah, clearly I didn't, except for the last one. I got the last one. I was impressed with that one. So obviously, follow us on all the stuff, like we always say.
Mm-hmm.
Like and follow. Says obviously on YouTube, but we are on Spotify. Follow us on Instagram, Facebook.
You can email us.
You can email us.
Mm-hmm.
Please email us. We haven't really gotten
no emails yet.
too many emails, so it's Turnpike Brothers, TURNPIKEBROTHERS, all one word, no underscores, anything like that, at gmail.com.
Yep.
Tell us if you like Kiss, if you had your own Kiss experience.
What's your favorite concert you went to?
What's your favorite concert you went to,
Mm-hmm.
visually, overall? Who's a concert you want to see that you've never been to yet?
Yeah.
Or anything else randomly, really, literally anything. You have any questions for us?
Yeah. What you'd like to see us do in the future?
Yep.
Videos, stuff like that.
Yep. So definitely email us because we want to read some of those questions on air.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Yeah, that would be cool.
Yeah.
All we've gotten is one email so far to get yelled at for misinformation we sent. That was by Melissa, so it's probably fake news anyway. So
fake news, yeah.
Coming from her craft services, but that's it. It was a pleasure doing the video game with you, Dan. It was a pleasure going to the concert.
Lots of fun.
Yeah.
It was great. Good stuff.
I'm excited for whatever we do next podcast, but next video as well.
Yeah. All right.
Come up with some ideas. All right.
See you guys later.
Later next time.
Turnpike